Once upon a time in the colorful town of Fruityville, where the houses were made of candy and the streets were paved with licorice, lived two best friends, Jimmy and I. One sunny day, Jimmy and I decided to embark on a magical adventure through the enchanted orchard. As they strolled hand in hand, the sweet aroma of ripe strawberries filled the air, making their journey even more delightful. Underneath a giant apple tree, Jimmy pointed excitedly at the shiny red apples hanging from the branches. "Look, I. These apples are as red as my favorite toy truck," he exclaimed. I giggled and plucked a juicy apple, taking a big, crunchy bite. The sweet taste made her smile, and she offered a bite to Jimmy, who happily accepted. As they continued their adventure, they stumbled upon a cluster of plump and golden bananas. I's eyes widened with joy as she marveled at the bright yellow fruits. "Jimmy, these bananas are like little sunbeams hanging from the tree. Let's grab some for a fruity snack later," she suggested, carefully peeling one for each of them. Next, the duo reached a patch of succulent watermelons. Jimmy's eyes sparkled with curiosity as he saw the green-striped giants. "I, these watermelons look like giant dinosaur eggs. I wonder if there are baby dinosaurs inside," he mused, tapping the melon with his tiny fingers. I laughed, explaining that they were just delicious fruits and not dinosaur eggs. Their adventure took a twist when they stumbled upon a magical grove filled with enchanting blueberries. I marveled at the tiny, round berries that sparkled like little jewels. "Jimmy, these blueberries are like sweet, tiny treasures. Let's collect them in our magical basket and share them with our friends in Fruityville," I suggested, as they carefully gathered the tiny, flavorful berries. The friends continued their journey and discovered a magical bush laden with vibrant oranges. Jimmy grinned at the citrusy scent that tickled his nose. "I, these oranges are as bright as the sun. Let's pick some and squeeze them into a tasty juice," he suggested. I agreed, and together they gathered the oranges, enjoying the refreshing juice they squeezed from the fruits. Around the corner, they encountered a grove of fuzzy, peach trees. I gently touched the velvety skin of a peach and marveled at its softness. "Jimmy, these peaches feel like a cozy blanket. Let's take some home and enjoy them as a fruity treat," she suggested, placing a few peaches in their magical basket. As they skipped along the path, they stumbled upon a row of crunchy and colorful grapes. Jimmy's eyes widened with delight as he plucked a bunch. I, these grapes are like tiny balloons filled with fruity magic. "Let's have a grape popping party," he exclaimed. I giggled, and together they enjoyed the playful, popping sound of the grapes. Their adventure took them to a grove of tropical pineapples. I admired the spiky crown of the pineapple and imagined it as a royal treasure. "Jimmy, these pineapples are like the crowns of fruity kings and queens. Let's bring some back to Fruityville and have a royal feast," she suggested. Jimmy happily agreed, and they added pineapples to their growing collection. As they ventured deeper into the enchanted orchard, they stumbled upon a grove of vibrant mango trees. Jimmy's eyes sparkled at the sight of the golden mangoes hanging from the branches. I, these mangoes are like magical orbs of sunshine. Let's share them with everyone in Fruityville and spread the sunshine, he suggested. I nodded, and they carefully gathered the sweet mangoes. Their next discovery was a field of ripe cherries. I admired the deep red hue of the cherries and thought they looked like tiny heart-shaped balloons. "Jimmy, these cherries are like little love notes from the orchard. Let's share them with our families and friends," she said, as they filled their basket with the love-filled cherries. As they approached a grove of plump and juicy raspberries, Jimmy's eyes lit up with excitement. I, these raspberries are like secret treasures hidden in the greenery. Let's gather them and create a fruity treasure map for our friends in Fruityville, he suggested. I agreed, and they carefully collected the delicious raspberries. Their adventure took a twist when they stumbled upon a patch of exotic kiwi vines. I marveled at the fuzzy brown skin and vibrant green flesh of the kiwis. Jimmy, these kiwis are like tiny, fuzzy friends from a faraway land. Let's take some home and introduce them to our friends, she suggested, carefully plucking the kiwis. Next, they found themselves in a grove of luscious pomegranates. Jimmy admired the ruby red seeds inside the fruit. These pomegranates look like little jewels filled with fruity magic. Let's gather them and make a special fruity potion for our friends, he suggested. I smiled, and they added the pomegranates to their basket. Their journey led them to a magical bush of blackberries. I marveled at the dark, juicy berries and imagined them as nighttime stars. Jimmy, these blackberries are like the stars in the night sky. Let's gather them and have a starry picnic with our friends, she suggested. Jimmy grinned, and together they collected the delicious blackberries. The friends then stumbled upon a grove of fragrant apricot trees. Jimmy admired the golden hue of the apricots and thought they looked like mini suns. These apricots are like little suns that fell from the sky. Let's gather them and have a sunny celebration with our friends, he suggested. I agreed, and they added apricots to their magical basket. As they continued their adventure, they discovered a cluster of sweet and tangy grapefruits. I marveled at the bright pink color and thought they looked like sunset clouds. Jimmy, these grapefruits are like the colorful clouds during sunset. Let's gather them and have a sunset feast with our friends, she suggested. Jimmy happily agreed, and they added grapefruits to their growing collection. Their journey led them to a grove of exotic dragon fruits. Jimmy's eyes widened with wonder at the unique appearance of the fruits. These dragon fruits look like they're from a magical dragon's treasure hoard. Let's gather them and have a dragon-themed party with our friends, he suggested. I laughed, and together they collected the vibrant dragon fruits. Next, they discovered a magical grove of sweet and tart passion fruits. I marveled at the wrinkled exterior and thought they looked like little treasure chests. Jimmy, these passion fruits are like tiny treasure chests filled with fruity surprises. Let's gather them and share the surprises with our friends in Fruityville, she suggested. Jimmy agreed, and they carefully added passion fruits to their magical basket. Jimmy and I stumbled upon a hidden grove of exotic lychee trees. I gasped at the translucent pink skin of the lychees and thought they looked like little jewels. Jimmy, these lychees are like precious gems hidden in the orchard. Let's gather them and have a gemstone-themed party with our friends, she suggested. Jimmy nodded, and together they added the lychees to their ever-growing basket of fruity wonders. Their adventure took an unexpected turn as they discovered a magical grove of fragrant guava trees. Jimmy marveled at the tropical aroma surrounding the guavas. These guavas smell like a tropical paradise. Let's gather them and have a tropical party with our friends, he suggested. I agreed, and they carefully plucked the sweet guavas, anticipating the fruity feast that awaited them. As they continued their journey, they found a cluster of vibrant red currants. I admired the tiny berries and thought they looked like little drops of fruity joy. Jimmy, these red currants are like tiny bursts of happiness. Let's gather them and share the joy with our friends in Fruityville, she suggested. Jimmy smiled, and they added the red currants to their magical basket. Their adventure led them to a grove of tangy tangerine trees. Jimmy pointed at the bright orange fruits, imagining them as tiny suns. These tangerines are like little suns that fit in our hands. Let's gather them and share the sunshine with our friends, he suggested. I happily agreed, and they added the tangerines to their fruity collection. As they approached the end of their magical journey, they discovered a hidden treasure trove of sweet persimmons. I marveled at the vibrant orange hue of the persimmons. Jimmy, these persimmons are like autumn leaves that fell from fruity trees. Let's gather them and have an autumn-themed celebration with our friends, she suggested. Jimmy nodded, and together they added the persimmons to their magical basket. With their basket now brimming with a colorful array of fruits, Jimmy and I joyfully skipped back to Fruityville. Excitement filled their hearts as they thought about the fruity feasts and themed parties they would share with their friends. Little did they know that their adventure through the enchanted orchard had not only brought them a basket full of delicious fruits, but also a lifetime of sweet memories and friendships that would last forever. And so, in the magical town of Fruityville, the enchanting tales of Jimmy and I's fruity adventures became bedtime stories for generations to come.